Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Welcome to another Bad Business video. In today's Bad Business video, we have here the best level or prestige 0 weapons in the game, okay? Which ones you should use, which ones is the best ones, and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and start off with the first weapons that you have in the game. You have the AK-47, the XK-416, the P90, the Dragnov sniper rifle, and finally, last but not least, the M870. All right, now out of every single one of these weapons I just listed, the one you're gonna want to use up until the next level that I'm gonna give you guys, this right here is this is the weapon you want to use all the way. Okay, you either want to use the AK-47 or the XK-416. Those are literally the only two you'd use, and my personal pick between the two is the AK-47. If you guys want the best setup on the AK-47, I have a video on that. Feel free to go watch that. It's a very good video. It'll go ahead and detail to you exactly what I use and why I use those attachments and stuff like that. Very, very good. Still not outdated, which is honestly kind of cool that it's not outdated. Very nice. So yeah, this is one of the setups I use all the time. But yeah, the AK I would use until your level, let's see here. So the next weapons you're going to unlock in this is going to be level 5. So at level 5, you'll unlock the Phantom and the SMG. That's another thing. You're going to have the M1911 the whole time you're in Prestige 0, I'm pretty sure. So that's like the level 0 weapon or secondary. I recommend using the M1911. I still think it's probably the best pistol out of all these pistols. So yeah, I'd say just stick with the M1911. It's very, very good until you get to the Deagle, which is like a much later, leveling stuff. So we're not even gonna talk about that today. But the Prestige 0 wise, I say stick with the M1911. I'm not a big fan of the SMG-45, which is the UMP. I'm just going to be calling it the UMP. So if you guys hear me say UMP, just understand I'm just saying the SMG-45. But the UMP is a pretty decent weapon. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Maybe you could give it a try and see if you personally like it. I personally not really liking it at all whenever I started using it. Even now, I don't really like it much. So yeah, but that right there, I wouldn't really use the UMP. But if you like it over the AK or even the XK or any other level 0 weapon that you have right now, I recommend using that as well. Still a decent enough weapon, but not the biggest fan of it. The next weapon you're going to get is the bayonet. It's just a knife. You can use it if you want. It doesn't really matter. You have the Kabar. I still think the bayonet's probably going to be better because it looks cooler. That's literally the only reason. They function just the same, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. It's just all about personal preference. I recommend using the bayonet because that's just a cooler looking knife and probably the best looking knife you get at Prestige 0, I think. I don't think you get any other knives. Oh, you do get the hammer towards the end, but ain't nobody using the hammer unless you're an absolute maniac and for some reason you just want something to make yourself look unique in the game. Go ahead and use the hammer then. Whatever. People love doing that for some reason. Next set of weapons you're going to get is at level 10. At level 10, you're going to unlock the M700 and the R36, which I'm going to be calling the G36. So M700. This is a sniper, okay? So if you guys want to start sniping, the M700 is a perfect beginner sniper in my opinion. That is the best beginner sniper you're going to get. I know a lot of people love the Dragnov, and you guys can be like, oh, what about the Dragnov? What's wrong with that? Listen, I'm sorry. The Dragnov is cool, but if you wanted the best beginner sniper, M700 is your go-to. Trust me on that. This is like, I still use this gun till this day. It's that good. And I'm max level, okay? Let's put that into perspective. But the G36, would you switch out from the AK or the XK or any other like automatic guns to the G36? I think it's kind of up in the air. I still think the AK is the best Prestige 0 weapon that you could use, like out of every weapon you unlock. So I think that's going to be your best bet. But if you want a G36 setup, or R36, sorry, that's what they call it now, this is the one that I personally like to use. I use Coyote Sight, Marksman Barrel, 45 round magazine, Ranger grip, and tack stock on mine. Honestly, I don't even know. Wait, I don't even use the 45 round. I don't know why that's on it. I think someone told me to use it. I use the blackout mag. So if you get the blackout mag on this, yeah, I'd say run it. And if you really like the way the blackout mag feels, because I'm gonna be honest with you, the recoil on it is a bit insane. Oops, did not equip it. My bad. Hold on. Let's go ahead and throw it on real quick. Where is it? There it is. Okay, equip. Let's spawn in game now. Let's see it. Like, the recoil is a little bit intensive, but if you can control the AK, you can 100% control this. This thing is a beamer, trust me, and it does a load of damage. So yeah, honestly, it just kind of depends on that. I still think that your best bet is the AK. still, okay, still. But now the next set of weapons you're going to unlock. And this right here is going to be a controversial take because now you're going to get to the IDP-9, which is literally the Tech 9. That's what I'm going to be calling it. The Tech 9 is very good secondary, but I'd still use the M1911 over it. Now, keep in mind, the Tech 9 is going to be your first automatic secondary that you could get in the game. And the way you can get that is by unlocking the illegal mod on it. I'm pretty sure is what they're calling it. Let's go take a look at it. Oh, that's the wrong one. Attachments, illegal mod. Yes, here it is. I don't know exactly what level you unlock it. But if I do remember correctly, it is kind of late into the leveling process. So you're gonna want to like use it for a little bit and then get the illegal mod. But it's honestly a very, very good gun overall. If you can get to the illegal mod, if you could stomach using this thing up to the illegal mod, then yeah, I say use it. It's literally just a pocket scar is what it feels like. So it's definitely good. But now we're getting to the SBR-9, okay? Because the SBR-9 is a level 15 weapon. And the SBR-9 is, I think, one of the best SMGs in the game, hands down. This gun is crazy. When I made the Chimera video a couple days ago, or someone was saying I pronounce it, it's supposed to be pronounced the Chimera. I'm just going to call it the Mutant from now on because I don't know the pronunciations of things. I'm just going to say what I know. So the Mutant, that gun is so good, and to have it in Prestige 0, which we'll get into that later, is crazy. But the fact you get the SBR in the same Prestige 0 is even crazier. You get two god tier guns in two different categories in the same low level Prestige. The first Prestige, not really even a Prestige, but you guys get what I'm saying. SBR is insane. Do I recommend using this thing over the AK or the XK? I recommend using it over the AK and the XK only if you can use burst weapons, because I know some people don't really like burst weapons all too much, and that's completely okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I personally do like using burst weapons, and I highly recommend using the 10mm conversion once you unlock it. This right here is the setup I like to run on the SBR. It's monolithic silencer, extended barrel, 48 round 10mm conversion mag, ranger grip, and compact stock. Okay, there you guys have it. Following the SBR, now we're going to get into the MK14 and the P1Y. Now, out of these two weapons, are any of them good? The P1Y can be pretty decent, honestly. They have has a couple good conversions on it, but besides that, the MK14 still not revamped, so I can't really recommend it. The gun's kind of buns, I think, in my opinion. It can be good in the right hands. If you like rifles, go ahead and use it, but me personally, I don't really like it too much, so I wouldn't recommend using it. Get to the P17 at rank 25, or level 25, sorry. Don't recommend using that either, but now this is where you get to level 30, which you unlock the 44 Magnum, okay? That is important. You unlock the 44 Magnum, guess what? Your M1911, toss that out. You can go ahead and use the 44 Magnum now, because that is going to be your weapon up until you get to, I'm pretty sure it's Prestige 3. I could be wrong, or no, it's Prestige 2. I was misremembering. Oh no, it's Prestige 1. There you guys have it, okay? Prestige 1, level 35. Then you switch to the Deagle, because Deagle better than the Magnum, in my opinion, okay? Maybe you like the Magnum more, but I'm just biased, okay? But yeah, when you get to this level 30, switch to the Magnum. It's going to be your go-to secondary. Trust me, it's very, very good. You can build it several different ways. Like, this gun is insane. I'm just going to go ahead and randomize the attachments and stuff like that. I don't really have a go-to setup on this thing since I don't really use it all too much. But as you can see, there's a bunch of attachment variety on this thing. It's crazy. It's good. You'll find a setup. Even not using anything on it, it's still really, really good. In terms of the Saiga 12, though, it's probably going to be your best low-rank shotgun because the M870 isn't even revamped, so it's not good. It only has like 4 attachment slots or something like that, I'm pretty sure. Wouldn't really recommend using it. I just don't like shotguns, but, you know, Saiga 12 can be pretty good, so if you want to use it, go ahead and use that yourself. Next up, now you're going to unlock your next LMG. All right, the LMG is up next, which is your first LMG that you're going to be able to unlock in the game. It's the LMGX, which is literally just the MGX, except they just put an L in front of it. I don't know why, but they did. And then you're going to unlock the Famas as well at level 35. Now, same thing with the Famas here. As I said before, if you can run burst weapons, I highly recommend using it. Burst weapons are very, very, very good. I'm pretty sure you're going to also be able to get the full auto mod, which is what a lot of people like to use on this thing. And it all comes down to preference at the end of the day. I still do recommend using the AK over it, or even the SBR over it. But if you like the way the auto mod feels on this, let's go ahead and go in-game. I don't really have this thing built for the auto mod. It's more for the burst, but, you know, it's controllable. I can easily control it, so so it's not bad. And you also do see some Prestige 5 still using the Famas till this day with full auto on it. I personally don't like full auto on it. I like the burst mode on it personally, but you know what? It's up to you. If you like the way it looks, if you like the way it feels with the full auto, use the full auto. In terms of the LMGX though, it's going to be your first LMG that you unlock, and to be honest with you, it's probably the best LMG in the game right now. I don't see any other LMG being better than it, probably other than the Scar Hammer, which is this one right here. But the LMGX is really, really good. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot this thing for you guys to see. Like, oh wait, oh yeah, no, here you guys go. Like, it doesn't take much to control. This gun is a beamer. It does so much damage, and it's just crazy. It's just a crazy weapon overall. Next up, you're going to unlock your first equipment and another secondary, which is the JB7, aka it's the James Bond 7, because 007, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to what I was saying. JB7, I don't recommend using it, but if you like it, go ahead and use it for yourself. We also have the heartbeat sensor. Are you really going to sit here and use the heartbeat? No, you're not. You're not using that. Don't lie to yourself. Level 45, you have the PBAM50 and the FPDW, and the FPDW doesn't have a revamp, so I can't really recommend that. But if you're someone who wanted to snipe, someone who wants to learn how to snipe, the DSR or PBAM50, I don't know, I'm not calling it that, ever calling it that. It's the DSR. The DSR50 is your go-to, okay? If you're using the M700 and you can see, like, man, like, I could definitely be good at sniping in this game. I just get a lot of body shots. I can't really do much in terms of getting a bunch of kills with snipers in this game because I can't hit headshots, okay? Well, the PBAM50 is here. Go ahead, use the DSR. It's definitely a very, very good weapon, and I think you guys are going to love it. If you're curious on the setup that I like to use on it, I've already made a best DSR setup video as well. You can go ahead and find that on my channel. Go ahead and watch that video as well. Next up we have is the Mutant and the M249. All right, now this is where it comes down again to another personal preference thing. I still think the AK still slightly takes the edge on this gun, but this gun is very, very good. If you guys missed my last video that I made, go ahead and watch that. I used this gun. I did a whole setup video on it and stuff. Very, very good gun. M249, pretty decent LMG. Still think the LMGX is better than it. I still have a soft spot for the M249. I think it's the cooler LMG in the game, to be honest with you. And then in terms of the rest that we have here, we have the MP18C, which is your first fully auto gun, I'm pretty sure, or secondary, sorry, and it's right here. So if you wanted to use a machine pistol and you don't have the IDP-9 fully maxed out yet, or you don't have the illegal mod on it, highly recommend switching over to this gun right here, because it does have a revamp, which means it has a bunch of attachments. As you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and randomize it for a second. You can see exactly what you can do to this thing. It's crazy. So yeah, highly recommend switching to that in terms of your secondary. I'm going to switch it. I'm not even going to talk about the flashbang. If you guys want to use the flashbang, go ahead and do so. I don't really see too much of a use for it, but it does annoy people if you use it. So if you want to annoy people, go ahead and use it. Hammer, don't. Okay, just don't. Level 60. All right, the last thing here that you unlock in Prestige 0 is the M16 and the Uzi. Both these weapons being stupidly good weapons. If you want to use the Uzi, go ahead and do so. I think that the Uzi is honestly a very, very good SMG. I do think it might serve you a bit better than the SBR. I'm talking in a broad statement here. I feel like a lot more people would like this one over it. I personally still prefer the SBR9 over this SMG, and it's just because how good the SBR9 is. So let's go ahead and talk about all the assault rifles that you can unlock, right? You got the AK, the XK, the Famas, the G36, the M16, and the Mutant, okay? Out of all these guns, I firmly believe that the AK still takes the edge, okay? I personally believe that, but I prefer the M16 over it. Like I said, when it comes to leveling in this game, every gun is decent. Every gun is honestly very balanced to the point where you can use anything you want. Heck, if I wanted to, I can go in game and use the gun pad, okay? I can use this if I wanted to. Everything is super, super balanced and feels pretty fair. Nothing feels too overpowered, which is very, very good game design. I really, really enjoyed that about this game, and I will die on that hill, okay? A lot of things in this game are balanced, but I think the best Prestige 0 weapon out of all of them is still going to be the AK. You get it at level 0. It does a bunch of damage. I mean, just let's compare the stats real quick. 35, 36, 45. So let's go to the M16 here, right? 32, 40, 50. But you're like, oh, well, that does more damage, Wilds. Why are you saying it? But look at this. Look at the fire rate. 600 on this. Look at this. this, 720 with the setup that I gave you guys, okay? It just does not compare. It just does not compare. Like I said, I personally prefer the M16 over it. Once you get to a level 60, I think you guys will also use this and maybe also prefer it as well. I just love the irons on this gun. Like, the irons on this thing is just insane as well. It feels super nice. It has the jungle mags. It has a special place in my heart too because it just looks so dope. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it in terms of that. So what is the best Prestige Zero loadout? Okay, let's talk about loadout. So in terms of using the best loadout, I believe you're gonna want to run the AK. All right, either the AK or the XK. Those two are very, very good. I strongly believe that the AK is still in its league of its own. It's such a good weapon for being a level 0. It's not even funny. In terms of secondary, obviously this is going to be your go-to right here, the MP18C. But let's just say you're starting out, M1911 is the one you're gonna want to use. But once you get to the level, I think it's like 30, 35 or something, I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this right here, the MP18C, since it's your secondary. You can go ahead and use the bayonet if you want to, it doesn't really matter. In terms of grenades and stuff, you know, just use a regular frag grenade. Just go ahead and do so. So that's right there is exactly what you should be using in terms of being a level 0. But that is my personal opinion. If you guys have other guns that you guys feel more comfortable with, like the XK, you can go ahead and use the XK if you want to. That's still a good choice. Same thing with the mutant here, a very good choice. M16, another good choice. I wouldn't use the FAMAS or the G36. I think that those are not really in the conversation as much as, let's say, the SBR9, for an example. This is another amazing weapon that you unlock, and even the Uzi, but the Uzi's more towards the later side of things. So yeah, I think the assault rifle category is going to be your main go-to category in terms of leveling up, at least off rip. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I'm sorry if this video was a little boring to some of you. A lot of you are probably already like super high level players, but this is more towards the lower level category. People that always ask me, hey Wild, what should I do? Should I pre-buy a weapon? Should I do this? No, I don't think you should, because level 0 has an amazing weapons at, like, in general. Like, they have all really, really good guns. Like I said, in terms of the best weapons, like, I guess I'll have to put the AK at number 1. I'll probably put M16 at number 2, the mutant number 3, SBR at number 4, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, just because, you know, you need some variety in there in terms of like other guns, the DSR number 5. Okay, maybe you can even switch that up and put the DSR at number 3 if you wanted to. I think it's definitely a top tier weapon, and a lot of high level players still use a lot of these guns till this day, because a lot of the Prestige 0 weapons are very, very good. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, please be sure to smack a like on it. Let's know you all do enjoy. Like some more content like this. If you guys have any more video suggestions at all, go ahead and please do so. Leave them down in the comments, stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, I'll talk to all you beautiful, beautiful people on the next one. It's been wild. Peace.